All right. Hey, this is Coach Steve, and today we're going to do a 2-round body weight routine. We're going to have a little bit of yoga at the end. It'll be a little bit of a strength yoga and a little bit of a stretch yoga as well. So be prepared for that at the end. So we're going to do a little warm up here, just warm up our joints. So go ahead and spin side to side. It's a little extra chilly here today, but not as chilly as some other places in the country, in the world. All right, nice and easy. Warm up the ankles, warm up the shoulders. Get the torso working. All right. All right, let's go ahead and squat with the reach. Go down as far as you can on this one. It's not necessary to go all the way to the ground if you are not pliable enough quite yet. As we go through the routine today, you should be able to get sequentially a little more loose each time, so you can go to full range of motion on these exercises. Okay, let's go to center. Let's go ahead and do a lunge with the reach. Lunge with the reach. Whoops. All right, let's do one more on each side. All right, go ahead and stand up, roll the shoulders out. Open that chest up when your shoulders are back. Really expand the back when your shoulders are forward. Really get a good full stretch on your whole body. All right. Okay, so for our first exercise, we are going to do static bear. So we're going to get down on the ground, get onto all fours. We're going to get started here in about 20 seconds. So get your knees right underneath your hips. Get your hands right underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes under. And we're going to do a static bear. So you're going to lift your knees just an inch off the ground. Okay, ready? And go. If you want to walk and do a bear crawl on this one, it's perfectly fine as well. But we're really working those muscles right around your knee to strengthen those muscles that go into the knee from the bottom and from the top. Pull that core in, get it nice and tight so you can keep in that tabletop position. Don't forget to breathe. We got 20 seconds. All right, go ahead and bring your knees down to the ground. We're going to swivel around. We're going to do leg extensions next. So we're going to roll onto our back, put our hands underneath our tailbone, drive your lower back into the ground, knees up. We're going to extend and bring them back in. Ready? And go. If you need to make this easier, bring your legs up higher. If you want to make it harder, get those feet almost all the way to the ground without touching in this really low position. That'll cause those hip flexors to really engage. The core really to engage. You have to tighten your back up, lower back up as well. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're coming up to our feet. We're going to do lateral lunges. If you want to put a twist into this as well, you can do that too, just like we did when we were warming up today. All right, ready? And go. So lateral lunge. And if you want to put a twist and bring that arm out in front, that'll add a little bit of core to this exercise as well. If you're using your arm for this one, really get a full extension on there. Try to get that core as engaged as possible as you reach across. If you're just doing lateral lunges, as you go, you should be able to get deeper and deeper. The other thing that you can do is put a little hop into this lunge if you want to increase the level of difficulty on that. But it'll be hard to do that and the twist at the same time. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, next we're going to do saw planks. So for a saw plank, we're going to get into plank position, up on our toes. I'm going to go up on my wrists, and we are going to saw just like like a saw going back and forth across a log. Right, ready, and go. If you need to go down to your knees for a knee plank and give yourself a little rest, or if your back isn't able to hold that plank, just maintain that plank position with those arms in front, right underneath your shoulders and your knees on the ground. You can go at variable speeds for the saw plank as well. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're coming back to our feet. And we're going to do some improv boxing on this one. So you're going to get those knees a little bouncy, get them a little bit pliable, a little bit bent. And then we're going to box, throw some shoulders, do some uppercuts, whatever you feel like you need to work on today, and go. You can dodge right and left. We're doing a little improvisation here with our boxing. Remember, the snappier those punches are, the more you're going to engage your muscles to work your muscles on this boxing. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. Whew. We'll get that heart rate up a little bit. All right, we're going down and do kind of a combination exercise. We're going to do a push-up with a leg lift. So we're going to do a push-up and then lift the leg. Push up, lift the leg. Ready? and go. You can also do this from your knees. Push up and then extend. Push up and extend. So either way. You can also do this elevated on a chair, solid chair, or even on the wall you can do that by doing the push-up and then doing the leg lift from there. "15 seconds. And rest. We're back up to our feet again. Whew. Half the exercises here are getting up and down off the ground. All right, so we're going to do landmine lunges today. Sometimes they're called curtsy squats, but we're going to bring our foot back and then go into a squat. Bring it back behind and squat. Ready? And go. So this is a little bit different than just doing lateral lunges because we're getting that twisting action. So we're working some extra muscles on this one. If you have a little bit of a knee issue, you might just want to do regular old lunges because this twisting action really put extra force around your knees. We've done a lot of warm up with lunges to warm up that area and with the static bear. So those muscles around your knees and around your hips should be in pretty good shape at this point. All right, 15 seconds. Get down as low as you can. If you can't make it to the ground, that's fine. And rest. All right, we're back on the ground. Now, this core exercise is a little bit difficult, and I like to call it leg circles. So you're going to put your feet together, and you're going to make a tight little circle with your legs. So you're really going to have to pull in your core and your thighs, engage all those muscles to make this circle. All right, let's do it. If you need a little break, just drop your legs to the ground, pick them back up, circle up again. All right, 10 seconds. We'll go the other way on the second round. And rest. Whew. That's a tough one. All right, our last exercise is up on our feet again. Up, down, up, down. I should play that song from Timmy Trumpet. The up, down song. All right, we're gonna do squats, just regular old squats. If you wanna put a jump into those, you can do that as well. Ready? And go. So just nice deep squats. If you wanna pop it at the top, go ahead and do that. You know what you need out of this routine today. So if you need to push yourself a little bit more, go ahead and do it. If you're here for flexibility, that's fine too. Let's keep it nice and slow. Track those knees over your feet. Look down every now and then to make sure that they're going over, that you're not bringing your knees in or out. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. All right. Excellent job. Go ahead and grab a drink if you need one. Work on your breathing. We've got 1 minute break in between each set here. So we'll do this second set, and then we're going to go into a few strength yoga moves and then some relaxing yoga moves, and that'll be it for today. We're going to change it up a little bit from the normal routine. Let's add a little extra in today. All right, 30 more seconds and we'll get ready for round number 2. Remember, for the second round, we are starting with static bear. So we will get on the ground for that. All right, 15 seconds. Go ahead and get in that bear position. You can even do this elevated. So if you have a heavy piece of furniture, you can put your hands onto a heavy piece of furniture and go into the same position. Ready, and lift those knees, go. Try to keep those knees right underneath your hips and just slightly off the ground. Inch or two is usually pretty good. Keep those wrists right underneath your shoulders to give you as much support, upper body, as you can. You can tighten the core, tighten the glutes, tighten the thighs. Keep yourself elevated. All right, 20 seconds. You got this. In 5, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, we're flipping over onto our back for our leg extensions. Remember, the higher those leg extensions are, the easier they are. The closer you get to the ground, the more challenging they are. So if you put your hands right underneath your tailbone, legs in, drive that back into the ground and go. If you need a little break, drop those ankles to the ground for a second. All right, 15 more seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7. And rest. Excellent. We're back up to our feet for our lateral lunge. And again, we can do a lateral lunge, and we can do a lateral lunge with a forward twist with our hands going out to the side. Okay, ready? And go. Lateral lunge and twist. Lateral lunge and twist. So when we're heading right, our left arm is coming across. When we're heading left, our right arm's coming across. Get a good twist. Try to get that body at 90 degrees. Do a little core work here. Right, 20 seconds. And rest. All right, nice work. We are down on the ground for some saw planks. And again, if you're unable to get into a full plank or your back is a little bit sore, go ahead into that knee plank and hold that position for this minute. Otherwise, get up into that full plank position and use your toes to push your body forward and back. Ready? And go. If you want to try the saw plank and you're unable to do that on the ground, you can go off a heavy piece of furniture and move your toes forward and backwards to get that body moving. Pull that core in. Tighten those thighs to keep that nice plank position, straight line from your shoulders, hips, down to your ankles. "20 seconds. Three, two, one, and up to your feet. All right, we got some improv boxing next, so get those knees a little bouncy. All right, ready, and go. Do some forward punches, some uppercuts. Punch the guy on the side. You got somebody behind you, give them a kick behind. All right, 20 seconds. Little speed bag. Whoop, whoop, whoop. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, go to your happy spot for push-ups. We're gonna do push-ups with a leg lift. So again, if you need to go elevated to do that, you can also, if you don't wanna do the leg lift part, you can just do that knee plank and do the push-ups from there. Ready, and go. Keep those elbows tight to your body or at 45-degree angle away from your body. Avoid moving those elbows at 90 degrees. This puts a lot of extra strain on your shoulders. All right, 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, we are back to our feet. We're gonna do our landmine lunges. Some people call them curtsy lunges or twisted lunges. Ready, and go. We're stepping behind. Get as low as you can. And really pay attention to your body on this one. Make sure that you're not putting any extra twist, especially if you have had some knee issues in the past. Be very gentle with this one if you've had knee issues in the past. You can just not go as deep. If you're feeling really good, you can take it all the way down to the ground. As you can see with me, one side wants to go to the ground, but the other side doesn't. A little tighter on one side than the other. All right, 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and down to the ground. Last exercise on the ground. We're gonna do our leg circles. Try to go the opposite direction this time than you went the first time. All right, ready? And go. Nice tight circles. Again, if you need a break, just drop those legs to the ground. Get those hands underneath your tailbone. Really concentrate on putting that lower back into the ground for stability. I run into a lot of people that have a lot of back issues. So driving that back in the ground will help brace that back to avoid any other complications. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, our last exercise before we hop into the yoga part is our squat jumps, or you can just do squats. At this point, your muscles should be nice and warm. You should be able to get a little bit deeper into those squats. Ready and go. And again, you know what you need today. So if you need to put a jump into that, go ahead and put a jump into it. If you need to keep it nice and smooth, if you're working on flexibility, try to get a little deeper and bring it up. A little bit deeper. Track those knees over your toes. Don't forget to smile. At this point in the workout, that's probably the last thing you're thinking about. All right, 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink. We're going to transition into our yoga part. Take a couple deep breaths. All right, so this yoga routine, if you're not familiar with yoga, that might come at you pretty fast. If you're watching on a replay, you can go ahead and backtrack on this and go forward and backwards as you go. So just take it at your own pace. I'll cue you through pretty much everything, and yeah, and let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and ground ourselves. Go ahead and really sink your toes into the ground. We're going to bring our arms up and inhale up to high mountain pose. Exhale, bring your arms down. One more time, bring it up. All right, inhale and up. High mountain pose. All right, I want you to cactus your arms down to the side. Do a slight little back bend. And inhale, coming up one more time. Exhale, back to cactus arms, slight back bend. Let's go ahead and go into a forward fold. If you need a block, you can go ahead and use your block to get into that forward fold. All right, half lift, so bring your hands up to your shins and then drop them back down. Walk out into a high plank position. If you need it to be a little more supportive, go ahead and go onto your knees. From this high plank position, let's go to low push-up hold. So go ahead and hold it there. Drop your toes and go to upward dog. And then bring it up to down dog. All right, walk your hands back to your toes. Back up to high mountain pose. Arms up, inhale. Cactus your arms back, exhale. Slight back bend. Arms up to high mountain one more time. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Half lift to your shins. Back down to high plank, or if you need assisted, go ahead into drop to your knees, go into low push-up position and hold. Flip your toes, go to up dog. And back to down dog. All right, from here, I want you to lift your right leg up to three-legged dog. And then send that leg all the way through to your hands and come up to low lunge position. And from there, we're going to go to crescent pose. All right, so we're going to bring it back. And then you're going to twist, open up to your back leg side. And hold. All right, swing that arm up, back to crescent pose. All right, from there, we're going to tilt our body. We're going to go into warrior three. Airplane your arms out to the side. Modified warrior three is on your toes. If you're able to, you can go into full warrior three. Or airplane those arms out for balance. All right, bring it back down. We're going to warrior two. All right, cartwheel your arms down into high plank. Back to downward dog. All right, bring the left leg up to three-legged dog. All right, slowly bring that leg up to your hands. Go ahead up, we're going to crescent lunge. Twist that body towards your back leg. Inhale back to crescent. Bring your arms down. Let's bring them out to the side. Go into that warrior three position. All right, arms out to the side. You can toe tap, or you can go into that full balance pose. I'm going to turn around here. All right, drop that leg into warrior two. All right, we're going to cartwheel our arms down into high plank. We're going to roll onto our side. We're going to go into boat pose next, so we're going to be in a sitting position. All right, from here we can tilt back. That's going to really engage your core. If you're in a good spot, you can bring those legs up. Bring those arms forward. If you want to continue a motion, you can tap those heels as you go. Feel the core. The further you go back, the more you're going to engage that core. All right, from this position, we're going to go on to all fours. So go ahead and flip over. We're going to all fours. We're going to slow it down a little bit. The strength part of our yoga is past. I want you to touch your toes behind. Get your knees out to the edge of the mat. Extend your hands forward. Drop your hips towards your heels. Go into child's pose. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Feel those hips sink into your heels. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths. Inhale. One more nice inhale. All right, slowly bring it up to all fours. Have your wrists stacked underneath your shoulders, your knees stacked underneath your hips. We're going to go through a cat and cow pose. Okay, so inhale, drop your stomach, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin into cat pose. And do 3 or 4 more cat to cow at your own pace. Remember to breathe nice and deep. And exhale. All right, from this position, let's go ahead and drop our hip to the ground. You can either turn left or right. Swing your feet around. We're going to slowly drop our spine to the mat. So take it 1 vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Get into a comfortable position. Bend those knees up. We're going to take our right leg and place it on our left into this figure 4 position. So for some of you, this is going to be good enough to get a good stretch across your glutes. If you need to get into the stretch a little bit more to continue that stretch, grab underneath your knee and pull that left leg toward your body with the right on top. And hold it there. Continue that nice inhale and exhale. All right, let's lower that foot to the ground. Take your right foot, put that back on the ground. Lift your left leg up, place it on the right. Get into the figure 4 pose on the other side. Gentle pressure on your knee. If you're going to stay here, if you want to get into that stretch a little bit more, pull that knee in towards you to get a good stretch across your glutes. All right, right foot to the ground. Go ahead and release your left. Put your left foot by your right foot. We're going to go into happy baby pose next. So You can get into this position in several different ways. You can take your hands and put them on the outside of your feet. You can put them on the inside of your feet, or you can grab your big toes and hold those legs up. If you're unable to grab your feet, just grab the inside of your knees and pull that towards you. And then whichever pose you're in, go ahead, if you're able to, go ahead and wiggle back and forth, side to side. Get into that stretch nice and comfortably. Massage those back muscles while you're there. All right, a few more deep breaths. All right, drop those feet to the ground. We're gonna put your feet together, put your knees together, airplane your arms out to the side, and we're gonna drop both knees down to the left. Modification on this is to put your legs at 90 degrees and drop those legs off to the left. As your legs drop, try to keep those shoulders grounded so you can get a good stretch across your torso. Release that breath to get into that stretch a little bit more. Let's hold it there for one more breath. All right, bring those knees up. Let's drop them down to the right. Release those shoulders to the ground. Feel that nice stretch across your torso. Keep those arms airplaned out to the sides. One more deep breath. All right, let's bring your knees up. Let's put your arms down to the side. Go ahead and release your legs down all the way and across your body. Get a good stretch across your whole body. Turn those shoulders into the ground. Feel that ground beneath you. Let's take 30 to 60 seconds to concentrate on your breath. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and drop those knees off to the side, roll off to your side, cross your legs if you're able to. Let's take our arms, extend them all the way over your head. Put your hands together. Bring them down to your chest. Take a couple more deep breaths. Think about what you're grateful for today, that you're able to get up, do the routine today, get a good start of your day. I'm thinking about taking one of those poses that we did today, or one of those exercises that we did, incorporate that into your day today. Thanks so much for coming today. This is Coach Steve, signing off for today.